Kicks ASMR. This is a special video to, I think the name is Michael. I'm not completely sure. I didn't check it. He asked me if I can make a video for him in English. So here I am shooting a video in English, like the first ones I've done, but this will be fully English and not Spanish. I've been kind of disappeared since the last video, like 4 months ago, or 5 maybe. I was explaining that the main reason that I'm not shooting is that I have neighbors upstairs, up me. I don't know exactly what. Up on top of me. Okay, I don't know the word, but over my head I have another apartment, and that apartment or floor has a family. Is married with a kid of 2 years, maybe 3, I don't know, and a tiny dog. And they do a lot of noise every time, all day long, even in the late night until maybe 2 a.m. So it is a nightmare for me because I cannot sleep at the time I want, because they have like the kitchen and the table over my bed. So all the noise that they had or they do through their own living is like over my head. So maybe I try to sleep at 12 p.m. and I have to probably wait 2 hours in bed so they can finish their lives. So I've been talking with them many times. I think they are here like 8 months, maybe 9, since they have arrived here. And it's paid. Lately I have done some progress with them, so they are starting to go to the second floor of their houses like 12 p.m. But the rest of the time I have a lot of noise, so it's very hard to shoot ASMR with that amount of noise. And today they are from a close town to Córdoba, like 200 kilometers, something like that. And sometimes they travel to that, they trip to that place. So today they are not in their houses. That's why I have this marvelous silence. Well, here I am again. Today I'm smoking my nargile. I don't know which word is the best. A time ago I heard like a teacher, I guess in, I don't know, Instagram probably, that he explained that the Spanish people, if my tongue mother is Spanish, I have a high rate of understand me because I'm speaking too fast. And probably here in Córdoba, where I am from, the people tend to don't pronounce good the Spanish. We like change the sounds of the words. So I sometimes do the same with the languages I learned. So it is not good. But I guess with the other languages like Portuguese, French, that I'm very bad, and the Chinese, I'm forced because I feel like there are different languages and I don't. They sound different. I know that even my tone of voice change when I speak in Portuguese and French. It's more lower, more deep the sound, so it sounds much more grave. I don't know if it's the word, but in Spanish I can speak very quickly, and my tone of voice tends to go like high. Depends on the speed. I scale in the height, and sometimes I can do the same with English, but it is very bad because I lost all the accent that I need to pronounce good. So this is me trying to speak better the English, even though I don't have the British accent. Of course, I don't have it, and I'm not willing to learn it. It's like I'm not a big fan. Well, many people in the world can know why Argentina and England don't like each other. First, we have an island that is ours, and we are fighting. Like, we have the idea that we can fight for that, but we don't have the power. And second, in the soccer for the rest of the world, so we don't like it that much. No, and I just met. No, I met two British, but one was from London, and that was I can say very I don't know how to explain it. I didn't know who he think he were, like the Spice Girls song. Who do you think you are? That's the lyrics. It goes perfectly to the experience of meet that guy. And the second one, and my main issue with him was that he sometimes answered me. We were in a hostel at the same time, so many times we cross each other, and sometimes he answered me with we in Spanish say it lunfardo, but probably slang from England, and it's obvious that I'm not going to know what are you telling me, and even worse if you exaggerate. I'm not sure that word, but if you made a lot of British accent, probably nobody will understand you. And the other man that I met from England, but he wasn't from London, I'm almost sure. He was so sweet and similar, but they have their own words, and I found it funny and lovely. It's fair. I remember an Australian that I met when I came. Oh, I have so many stories to tell. I'm really like an old lady that has a lot of experiences to share. I don't know if I told you this, but I was traveling to China the 27th of January 27th of 2020 to China by Canada. So I ended up staying, thanks God, in Vancouver and don't take the plane to Beijing. But it was a nightmare for me taking that decision because it wasn't, it was my finger, it wasn't already closed or cancelled the flights from the Air Canada, company to China, but they closed it they closed, and I think all the globe closed all the flights to China the next day, the 28th, I think. So I share this history with an acupuncturist. I don't know. I have a Chinese man here living that I share and I love, like my Chinese teacher. When I told him this, he said to me that it would be if I take that plane. If I could take that plane, I would live like the movie from the people, men who stay in a airport without no legal country, because the borders and the country where he was from was like in a civil war or something like that. I don't know the name of the movie, nothing, but I remember and I say, oh yeah, I had, it could be like a nightmare, like a horror story movie, like all the times, everything. But it ended up well for me, because I could spend like the 20 days I had to travel in Canada, and I could travel from Vancouver to Toronto, and then in the middle of a wonderful snow, snow, how would you say when it's a lot of snow? Oh, I lost the word, but I went there to Montreal. So that's like the introduction for a lot of storytelling. I could share a lot of stories from that trip, but I had to do it in Spanish because it's many friends of mine that, like, I didn't travel alone, so they don't know all the details. Because imagine how much time I need to explain all the things that happened to me, and with all the funny stuff that I can put to the history, and I don't have enough time never to say all the things that I've done and learned travel by myself in Canada all the time. But it was great. I'm very grateful for the trip. Well, I hope you, Michael, are happy from the video. Argentina with the salaries in our own currency, it's impossible to travel to nowhere. Beyond the post-pandemic, and the flights are so expensive. I think it's not like before. One day I check. I think it was maybe 2021. I checked how much it was the cost for a trip to China. Obviously, I didn't know at that point that the borders from China were closed yet, but it was like, I guess, 2 millions of pesos argentinos. And imagine at that point I probably had a salary of, I don't know, 100,000 maybe. I'm not sure, but something like that is like, it's completely impossible that I will try to travel to China again. Well, I hope that this ASMR is in English, like to the English public, that I don't know if I still have it. If I see Netflix series, a TV show, okay, it's the same. In Portuguese, I probably can speak it in Portuguese. In French, I will never try. I really suffer trying to speak that language. Even I talked this with a French guy in Canada, obviously speaking English, that they have their own way to achieve the ideas and the knowledge and the way they choose to express the things, that is so different for me and my mind and my ideas, that I cannot make a sentence and try to say it. It's not a problem that I don't know how to sound. I probably can read a text in French and not be that horrified. Like, I sometimes understand when the people is speaking slowly and like chill, because the French is like me speaking in a high rate of words by second. But I really think that I don't know enough French to talk in French fluidly. And Chinese, I really will never can. Probably if I travel and I find a person that don't understand anything from another language, I will make the effort to try to say maybe a sentence or achieve some things to make an idea. But it's really hard. So I am fluent just in English and maybe in Portuguese too. Sometimes I tend to invent words in Portuguese, but if I'm in the place like in Brazil or maybe Portugal, I probably stay in the correct words and sentences. Well, my dog is kind of tired. I have a new dog. Maybe you don't know if you don't follow me in Spanish, but I know you, Michael, know Spanish. That's her. She's called garota, like a Brazilian woman. They say garota to the girls and garoto to the guys, something like that. She's a dark chocolate, and she's a big dog. She's like 27 or 30, depends on how many she's eating. like kilograms. I didn't explain them.